I'm in the kitchen with Chef Tom from the Irishman. Welcome.
Thank you.
And what are we going to be making today?
I'll be featuring a salmon, a fire and ice salmon we're doing here with a little bit of a watermelon salsa that we're going to be finishing it with, and a little rice pilaf.
Okay, watermelon salsa, that sounds interesting. What's all in that?
Well, we're going to actually saute off. I got a fennel bulb here. I'm going to cut that up, saute that a little bit with some garlic, some onion, and then we have our normal salsa that we have at the Irishman, which is a mixture of onions, peppers, everything, a little bit of citrus in there. And basically, that's what we're going to throw together at the very end. And then I'm going to pan-sear off the salmon. And then we'll do a little bit rustic vegetable medley. At the same time, we'll be doing rice pilaf. So.
And it seems like those kind of salsas are kind of getting a little bit more popular. Are chefs just getting bored and they're coming up with new...
Well, you know, there's always that. There's always the innovation factor. And I think also, you know, especially now with it being summer and everything, you know, the lighter, kind of more vibrant salsas, lighter stuff like that tends to sell instead of as opposed to the heavier stuff.
So definitely more of a summertime favorite.
Yeah.
So do you guys only have it on your menu during the summertime?
This is a special. We've run the special throughout, but it seems like, again, this type of thing we'll do more of it during the summer. And we always are changing our specials up. We always have different specials from day to day, so
and that's
it
what
changes.
I was going to ask about, too. Just tell me a little bit about the Irishman and, you know, what you guys have there.
Well, in addition to all the standard Irish favorites, we have, of course, you know, a lot of different specials, and we try to keep things, change it up, you know, really run a lot of different ethnic. I mean, we've run Polish stuff, we've run, you know, Italian, we have an Irish ziti, which is kind of a fusion of Italian and Irish, so we definitely try to change things up. It's very, very diverse menu. We make everything in-house, so.
So don't be fooled by the name Irishman.
Right. Do not be fooled. We have definitely many other options if Irish food is not necessarily your favorite, you know, or at least hasn't been.
All right.
I'm sure you'll enjoy it more when you come into the Irishman, of course, but.
Yeah, it's a little something for everyone.
That's right.
All right, and we're going to start cooking it up in just a little bit, but for now, we'll send it over to you. Welcome back. We're back in the Kitchen World Kitchen with Chef Tom from the Irishman, and we are about ready to start cooking. And give us a refresher. What are we cooking today? I'm
going to do a fire and ice watermelon fennel salsa over this pan-seared salmon, and then I'm going to start doing my rice pilaf here that we serve with it. And then I'll saute off some rustic vegetables, our normal vegetable dish that we offer.
And this seems like it's a pretty healthy meal.
Yeah, surprisingly, this is a little bit healthier than I normally. This is a very light, good summer dish, you know, so. Yeah, it's definitely pretty healthy. I mean, the watermelon salsa is, you know, is really not too much bad for you in there. And then the salmon, we're just going to sear it off, finish it in the oven. So yeah, I would say it's a pretty good option.
All right, great. And so you're cutting up the celery right now. Yep. And in terms of the rice pilaf, what do people need to know when, you know, when they go to make that?
Well, there's a really basic premise with rice. I always say 2 to 1 water to rice. So if this is my amount of rice, you want to fill that twice. And I always cook the celery, carrots, onion a little bit first before I put the rice in. I mean, all the flavor's going to cook in there anyways. But again, I like to get everything a little sweat, kind of saute it before I start. So, and then basically once you bring it to a boil, once you see the rice boiling, you want to turn the heat off and put a cover on it and just kind of let the grain of the rice absorb the water. And you can check it from there if you need to turn the, give it a little more time with the top on. That's generally how it works. But you can tell with rice, the water will all be gone, it'll all be evaporated.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, though, I like to cook, but rice is one of those things that I do have difficulty with from time to time.
Really?
Yeah, it seems like I can't just quite get the right consistency. It's either too done or not done enough.
It's a fine line. It goes from undercooked to overcooked very quickly. Yeah, your timing on it. I mean, I'm not sure even exact time just because I just usually have other things going on at the restaurant and everything. So I don't know if you've ever tried a risotto. Risottos are a little bit tougher than rice even, I would say.
All right, so wait till I master the rice.
Right, we'll get the rice down first. Good, sounds good.
All right, great. All right, and we'll have more on this in just a little bit. We're back in the kitchen, and Chef Tom is about ready to start cooking one of his more healthy recipes. And what do we got going on here?
Well, right here I've got a very hot saute pan, so of course I'll ask you to step back here. I don't want any accidents here. I like a nice good sear when you're going to do something like this.
And what are you rubbing right now on the salmon?
I'm putting a little bit of Cajun seasoning on there, just going to give it a little bit of heat, and then that contrasts very nicely with the fennel and the watermelon and everything in the salad. So
give it a little kick.
Yes. So we got a nice hot saute there. Well, it's not as hot as I thought. You could have came back over. It's all right. So I'm gonna let that. I mean, basically with this, you want to sear it off, get a nice, you see it start to brown off and crisp, and then we'll finish it in the oven for a few minutes. So.
Okay. And how long does salmon typically take to cook?
I would say if you get a good sear on it, it would probably take about Probably around 10 minutes. I mean, give or take, depending on oven, 350, probably a little bit longer. At the restaurant, it's we keep everything a little bit higher, 450, so it's going to cook pretty fast, there, but I would say 350 slow, 10 to 15 minutes. And we'll let that sear off, and I'm going to start chopping some of the fennel here that we're going to use.
And as you're chopping, go ahead and tell us a little bit. You guys have, at the end of the month, the art show coming up, the 3rd annual Glen Park Art Festival. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, it's, I believe, the 3rd year we've been down there, at least that I've been down there. And it's a good time. There's going to be 40 artists down there. They going to have live music. We're going to be featuring a bunch of different food items. We're going to have a breakfast item early. We're going to have a breakfast wrap, breakfast burrito that we've done on the show, and we're also going to be running our almond chicken salad. We're going to have a turkey wrap on there. So we're going to have lots of good food options there, and there's a lot of good things going on in Williamsville. There's always something going on between the farmers markets and got the art show. So.
And so what do you really look forward to? You said it was the 3rd year that you guys are doing this. Why do you guys keep going back every year?
Well, it's just it's a good time. We've watched the event grow from year to year, and it's just more and more people come out. And and it's just a good time. Last year, actually, my girlfriend's father had a booth there. He was doing some of his photography, so that was good to see as well. And it's a good event. It's a good time. I don't get to, I'm not actually working the actual event, but
you get to go and enjoy then.
That's
for
right.
Sure.
I get to bring food over and go check out some of the art.
I'm sure you guys are finding new customers, though, at these kind of events, some new clientele that get to try your food for the first time.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people that haven't, we're able to point them over in the direction of the restaurant and everything, so.
And in addition to the art festival coming up, you guys also have your own events going on every week. You guys have a concert every Friday?
Yeah, well, we have the Music on Main on Thursdays, and lots of different events. And there's bands all over on Thursdays. We have bands inside. We have open mic night. I mean, there's always an event. So I mean, I would say most times you come into the Irishman during the summer, there's going to be something you'll be able to find that you'll enjoy going on. So. Right now, I've got the fennel garlic saute. As you see, I've got a lot of things going here at once. Got a nice sear on the salmon here, so now I'm just going to let that finish in the oven for a second. And
so why do you stick it in the oven? I mean, what's important about doing it both on the stovetop and then?
I always say even the same thing with a steak. You want to get a nice sear on there to kind of lock in the juices, lock in a lot of the flavors. I mean, if you just throw that in there cold like that, a lot of it is just going to cook out and escape. And by getting that nice sear on there, you kind of lock in a lot of the good flavors and everything. So I tend to always do stuff that way. And just, steaks everything. Kind of lock everything in and make sure you're good to go. So.
And there's a lot going on right here. I have to imagine that this recipe is a little bit more on the difficulty scale.
Yeah, this one would be a little bit more involved. I mean, the salsa, obviously, I had prepped. That would require some prep in the first place in itself. And then between the pan searing and everything, this is just our rustic vegetable mix. That's just kind of something we have at the restaurant. And then when you're doing this salsa, you really don't want, I've taken this off the heat. You don't want to heat this through all the way. I've sauteed, off the fennel a little bit and everything, but I'm going to add the salsa or the watermelon just to take the chill off. You don't want to make this too hot, obviously, with the watermelon, or else it'll probably fall apart on you as well. So I'm going to add that last minute, and salmon probably will take another minute or so. We can finish that up here, and then vegetables good to go, and the salsa is pretty much good to go. So once the salmon is done, we're ready. All
right, well, we'll take a look at the salmon when we come back.
Sounds good.
We're back in the kitchen with Chef Tom from the Irishman. We just finished up our meal here. We have the salmon with the watermelon salsa.
Yes.
And then also the vegetable medley.
Yeah, a little rustic vegetable medley on the side, a nice sear on the salmon, and it's a pretty good item.
We also have some rice pilaf, but because of time constraints with TV, we don't have that on the plate. It's still cooking.
Right. Normally we'll have rice pilaf on there, which is a nice touch. It goes very well with everything that's going on that plate, Yeah,
and for it being on the healthier side, it looks pretty filling.
Yeah, it's nice. We always get a good-sized portion, so.
All right, great. And so we're going to move on to our second helping using some of the same ingredients from our main dish there. Go ahead and tell us what we got going on.
Well, I just have a base salad here. This is one of our normal salad sets. A little bit of feta cheese, of course, some watermelon, and some fresh mint here that I'm picking. And basically I'm just going to chop up the mint a little bit, some watermelon, feta, and what you see is what you get. We have, of course, make all of our salad dressings in-house at the Irishman, so you'd get the choice of salad dressing when you come in, and it's a nice, light, quick salad, you know.
Yeah, the mint is kind of an interesting ingredient, but I bet it keeps it really fresh and for the summer.
Yeah, the mint goes nicely with the watermelon and feta. It kind of ties everything together. You know, the fresh herbs always make a big difference when you're cooking, you know, as opposed to the dried stuff. So.
Okay, so you're gonna chop up.
Just give that a quick chop, yeah, and just
mint.
kind of sprinkle that over everything. Start chopping up my watermelon here.
And so, is this served as a side, or can somebody have this as like their main course?
This is going to be probably a special. It's not on the. We don't have a summer menu like per se, but we run different. You know, we've been running a different salad special every day at the Irishman. Been doing a mandarin orange salad lately. That's been going over pretty well, and this one we will be featuring this coming week. So.
Okay. Well, it looks good, and I'm sure it's going to taste great too. And we'll send it back over to the couch.